Good morning, students. Today I am going to discuss about the topic is IEEE 802.11 project as well as the Bluetooth concept. So this is these two topics I am going to discuss about this video. Yes, like now I am going to explain the topic that is the IEEE 802.11 Mac frame format. Okay, the IEEE 802 project, it is one of the IEEE standard project. Okay, this IEEE standard project, okay, they have created this IEEE 802.11 project. Okay, so before that, what and all, okay, the frame format or what are the frame structure of the IEEE 802.11, based on this, okay, they have like they are going to do the project. So in this IEEE 802.11 like project of the frame format, okay, here we are going to consisting of the 7 layers, or like it should be a 7 field of the frame format. And what are the 7 field of the frame format here? See, the first one is preamble field, and second one is it will be a SFD field, which is nothing but start frame delimiter field, and then third one is destination address, and fourth one is source address, and fifth one is length PDU. Okay, length PDU, which is nothing but it is the length of the data, and second and like it will be a sixth field, which is nothing but it should be a data and padding. See, this data and padding, okay, here we are going to consisting about the how much of the data, or like how much what is that maximum data we can hold it in this field. So in this data and padding, again it is going to controls the information that will be like system information as well as the direct informations. Okay, everything they are going to holding in this data and padding, and the final field, that is seventh field, will be a CRC, which is nothing but, okay, which is like it should be a cyclic redundancy code. Here we are going to use for the detecting and correcting like correcting the errors of that particular bit. See, the preamble, like now I am going to like discuss about the one by one field. First field is preamble field. See, this preamble field they are going to use for the 56 bits of data. So this 56 bits of data we are going to call it as the 7-byte informations. And this 7-byte information, here the bit, okay, they are going to consider with the value of zeros and ones, okay, which is nothing but it is a binary value. So by using the binary value, they are going to taking the information, okay, this binary value they are going to consider as the data, or it is a address of that particular preamble. Then what is the main role of the preamble here? See, the main role of the preamble here, it is going to giving the notification, or it is going to giving the alert, okay, of the receiver. Yes, you have to be ready. I am going to sending the input to with your designation, so with your destination. Once the preamble, okay, they are going to getting the notification, or they are going to getting the alerts, okay, of the receiving the system, okay, of that particular frame. Okay, I like you be ready, you have to receive my frame, like that it is going to getting the notification or getting the alert from the sender. And this preamble, okay, we are going to use for the like this preamble, okay, we are going to use at the physical layer. Okay, we are going to add it this preamble at the physical layer. Okay, and why the like physical layer we are going to adding means, yeah, like here we are going to taken the data in the form of zeros and ones. Okay, so that zeros and ones we are going to convert it into signal. Through that signal we are going to sending, so that the physical layer, okay, we are going to use the data in the form of signal, so that they are going to adding this preamble into the physical layer. The next one is SFD. The SFD, it is going to consisting the 8-bit information, the 8-bit information which is equal to 1 byte. 1 byte information. So this is the start frame delimiter. Okay, the start frame delimiter, they are going to use the flag, okay, like flag register, or like flag register values, that will be 01010111. Okay, if you want you can take any values, but here the starting and ending will be same value. Suppose, okay, I have taken the flag value will be 01, 1010, okay, 1 means the starting will be a 1 and the ending with that value also 1. So such type of like tags we are going to call it as the start field delimiter. And like here it is going to like tells about the starting and like ending of the informations. Okay, they are going to giving the notification to the next bit or next field, that will be a destination field. Okay, they are going to sending the notification of the next field. Okay, you have to receive my data, like that. So this is what our SFD. So the next one is what is the destination address. The destination address, okay, which is going to consisting about the 6-byte information. So the 6-byte information, okay, like the destination address, okay, it is knows the destination of the path. Okay, it knows the path of the destination. So based on that they are going to sending the data. And source address, okay, they are going to depend on the like source link path, or it should be like depend on the link or source link, or it is a source path. Okay, based on that they are going to do the transaction. Then what is the length of the PDU? See, the length of the PDU, that is the it should be a like length, or like it is a type of the field. Okay, this will be a defined at the upper layer of the protocol. Okay, we are going to use for the upper layer protocol. Okay, we are going to using here in the length of the PDU. And here like the length of the field, okay, they are going to define the number of bytes in the data. Then what is the data as well as the padding? See, the data here we are going to carry the data from the upper layer protocol, and minimum data will be 46 bytes and maximum will be 1500 bytes. Okay, this is the range of the data we are going to use. The minimum range will be 46 bytes and maximum range will be 1500 bytes. Okay, information we are going to store in this data and padding. Then CRC I told, okay, we are going to giving the one of the example for the cyclic redundancy check code. For here we are going to doing for the error and detecting the information. Okay, so for example, okay, it will be a like internet checksum, then like CRC problems. Okay, everything it will be comes under this CRC. So this will be contained for the 4-byte information. So this is the complete frame format of the IEEE 802. Then one more like frame format, it should be a frame length. Okay, how much is the length of the that particular data or frame. See here, this frame length also it is going to consisting of destination address, source address, and like length of the data as well as the data and padding. Then CRC, again the destination address, okay, it is going to contain the physical address of the destination device, and like they are going to receive the like particular frame or packet at the receiver side. And source address, okay, it is also it contains the 6-byte informations, and it is also containing the physical address of that particular sender, or it is a path of that particular sender. And like they are going to sending the data or packets to from source to destinations. Then what is the length of the PDU? Same, the length of the PDU, it is going to define the number of bytes in the form of data. Then what is the data and padding? Again the data, okay, here we are going to use for the maximum data, maximum data will be 1500, minimum data will be 46 bytes. Again CRC, that will be error and detecting the particular data, but the length of the maximum, the range of the data will be 46 bytes. Okay, the length the maximum range will be 1500 bytes, but the minimum frame length, okay, it should be a 5112. Why? Because we are going to adding for all the like bytes, that is destination address by byte will be 6, source address byte will be 6 bytes, and length of the data will be 2 bytes. Again data and padding, okay, the minimum will be 46 bytes and CRC byte will be a 4 bytes. So how we are going to calculating the minimum frame length or minimum data length? Okay, we are going to adding all the field of the all the field of the frame. So that is the destination address 6, source address 6, 6 plus 6 is 12, 12 plus 2 is the length of the PDU, and again 12 plus 2 is 14, 14 plus 46 plus 4. Okay, we add all together so we will get 512 bits of information. Okay, it should be for 64 byte of information. Okay, we are going to holding in that complete frame length. But maximum here, instead of 46, we have to add for the 1500. 6 plus 6 plus 2 plus 1500 plus 4 byte. So altogether it will be a like 1518, that is 1518 bytes. The bit of information will be 12,144 bit of information. Okay, we are going to holding in this frame length. So this is what the frame length of the IEEE 802. That is the frame format of the like 802. So this is the frame format of the 802. Then see, this is the frame format of the 802. And then here the frame length. Okay, see, this will be a frame length of the that particular data or that particular bit. Okay, so the next one is addressing. So addressing, okay, here we are going to use for the like what type of address, okay, we are going to use in the IEEE standards. Here we are going to use for the address, okay, in the form of hexadecimal like hexadecimal format. And like this addressing, okay, they are going to basically divide it into three things. One is multicast, unicast and broadcast. Okay, how we are going to recognizing the multicast and unicast as well as the broadcast. Okay, wherever the like the least significant bit is start from the 0, that will be a unicast, and instead of 0, okay, the least significant bit, okay, we are going to start with the 1. Thus we are going to call it as the multicast, and all the bit will be a 1 1 1 1. Okay, it should be a broadcast. So this is the like address format or like frame format of the Ethernet address. Yes, the next topic is Bluetooth. Then what is the Bluetooth first of all? Okay, the Bluetooth, which is nothing but it is one of the ad hoc network, and here we are going to like we will connect the, okay, we will connect the device, okay, the device such as camera, printer and telephone, mobile phone and our laptop or our what is that gadget. Okay, these all are the different devices, okay, we are going to use for one of the electronic device. Here like it is going to like tells about the Bluetooth. Okay, we are going to we are going to connecting that device very shorter distance. Okay, very shorter distance. Okay, we are going to connecting the several devices. Okay, this we call it as the Bluetooth. And this Bluetooth, okay, like we are going to use for the Bluetooth architecture. And this Bluetooth architecture, yes, this Bluetooth architecture, okay, first of all we are going to call it as this Bluetooth architecture will be a Piconet. Then what is the Piconet? The Piconet, okay, which is nothing but like the Piconet, it is going to offer the technology with the help of which data transmission occurs based on its node. Okay, the node here we are going to consisting about two things. One is master node as well as the slave node. Okay, the master node, which is nothing but sending the data, and slave node, okay, which is nothing but receiving the data. So that like the data transmissions can be occurs by using the ultra frequency as well as the radio wave length. So based on this, okay, it is going to happens for the data transmission in the Bluetooth architecture. Okay, then like we are going to like classify it into two things here in the Bluetooth. Okay, the Bluetooth network, okay, they are going to use for the two things. One is Piconet as well as the Scatternet. And what is Piconet and what is Scatternet? Okay, I'll discuss with by seeing the like by using the diagram. So before that, again, like the Piconet, okay, it is used for the combinations of our CDMA, that is code division multiplexes, as well as the frequency hopping spectrum. Okay, it is a combinations of both the characteristics or both the technique, that is CDMA as well as the FHSS. See, I told right, this Bluetooth architecture they are going to define as two things. One is Piconet as well as the Scatternet. And what is the Piconet? The Piconet, okay, it is a Bluetooth network that is going to consisting of the primary node. The primary node will be a master node. Okay, whenever the primary node is active, the secondary node, okay, they are going to work as the slave node. Then like the maximum number of device that can be a that can be a paired or that can be connected into 2 to the power of 8 minus 1 means like here we are going to use for the maximum nodes are 8 nodes. Okay, like 8 devices we are going to use for establishing the piconet structures. Like here like whenever like primary node, okay, the primary node only they can have the rights to access the data, or they can have the rights to for sending the data for all the slave nodes, but slave node they cannot send the data to the master node. Okay, totally in the piconet, okay, it is the primary node or it is a master node, okay, it's having the all the control of the slave nodes, that is the secondary nodes. Okay, so the next one is here one more thing here in the piconet, okay, if the master node gets disconnected, okay, the whole slave node, or okay, the slave node which is nothing but our secondary nodes, it should be a goes down. Then what is the scatter net? See, the scatter net, okay, it is a combinations of two piconet. Why? Because see here we are going to use for the two set of piconets. Okay, two set of piconets, and here whenever, okay, it is going to like yeah, whenever, okay, it is going to take the informations from the primary node, okay, that primary node it is going to distribute the information to all the slave nodes, but that slave node, okay, in the second of that one of the slave node, okay, it is going to act as a primary node, okay, that particular like slave node it is going to distributing, okay, that remaining like whatever which are the devices it is connected to the above slave node, okay, that it is going to act as one of the primary node, okay, based on that they are going to distributing the information to other nodes. Okay, here what I am going to tell here, a slave in one piconet can act as a master node in the other piconet. The slave is a one piconet that can be act as a master node, or that is a primary node of the other piconet. So this is what the scatter net. So this is the complete information about the Bluetooth. So thank you.